Hello peeps, it's your friendly neighbourhood Gromit speaking, and in today's video I've got the first of what I want to make a series of vinyl record hauls for you. Recently I've been proper getting into buying old vinyl that I used to have but sold off ages ago, and kind of getting into that buy and selling vibe, picking up some absolute bargains and selling them on for some not absolute bargains, but quite fucking amazingly, just as I fucking was about to start recording this video, my fucking Audio-Technica LP60 broke down, so I'm using an old briefcase style turntable for the time being. I've already got a replacement coming, just an Audio-Technica LP80, which is like the series just above, which hopefully should provide some better sound quality. But this week I got some absolute fucking grails. When I say grails, I mean like Monty Python, the Holy Grail style fucking grails. Some huge shit that I've wanted in my collection for so long. And yeah, so I thought, why not? I haven't made a video on the channel for a while. Why not make a video? So yeah, let's get on to the first record that I picked up this week, and that is the Vaseline EP by Stone Temple Pilots. Easily the best thing the Stone Temple Pilots ever did. I'm not sure which tracks on the EP are new, but I'm pretty sure most of these are off their second album. But Vaseline is just an absolute masterpiece of a song. I think it's a fucking class grunge song, and I got this for a £5. And when you can pick, you know, some original Stone Temple Pilots up for a £5, why the fuck not? Now we'll move on to some Beatles finds that I got this week. So, at the start of the week, probably Monday, I sold a copy, a loud cut pressing of Rubber Soul for 50 quid. And then on the same day online, I picked up these copies of Rubber Soul. So first, we have one that doesn't have a sleeve. You can just get that lovely black and white Parlophone label on there. This is not a loud cut, and this is pretty absolutely thrashed, you know, it skips quite a lot, but I got this for free, so I'm thinking maybe put it in a frame and try and sell it on for a tenner or whatever, see if anyone wants it. But yeah, it's cool to have in the collection, just a copy of Rubber Soul. The matrix on this are -5 and -6, so it's definitely quite a later second pressing, probably 1967, 1968. But then also I picked up this copy of Rubber Soul, which is a loud cut, so sold one copy of Rubber Soul for 40 quid, got this one back for tenner, and again the label's quite fresh, but to my surprise when I put this on, it played really well, you know, it played with some visible scratches and pops and shit like that, as to be expected for an album that is 55 years old, 56 years old actually. Well, no, still 55 and a half years old, I guess you could say. But no skips on this record at all, which absolutely shocked me. Even the one that I sold at the start of the week had a skip on Girl, so that's absolutely, I think that's a great find overall. I think just probably needs a bit of a clean, and hopefully I can get that into at least decent condition. So the next Beatles record that I picked up is the first of quite a few grails that I'm going to go through in this video, boys, and that is a copy of Beatles for Sale. Obviously not their most popular album of all time. I think a lot of people probably put this in their like 3 least favourite Beatles albums or whatever, but this I picked up for less than 20 quid. It was about 17 quid, and if you see there, it's a stereo copy, but it's not any 2-box EMI sheet. It is indeed an original on the black and yellow Parlophone label there. What was YEX 598-1 on both sides, so that is a very early pressing of Beatles for Sale. Plays absolutely fantastic, and I think that is an absolute fucking bargain to get for 20 quid. I had a Japanese pressing of this a while ago on the Odeon label. That was a red record, and even that didn't play as beautifully as this. This just sounds absolutely fucking awesome, to be honest. And if you can find any original stereo Beatles albums on the black and yellow Parlophone label for less than 30 quid or so. Pick them up, it's fucking worth it. So there is Beatles for sale. So that was a bit of a grail for me. I always wanted an original stereo Beatles album, and now I finally got one. So now we get on to 3 Led Zeppelin albums that I all picked up for under a tenner, and they are all absolutely fucking insane finds for the price that I got them at. So we're going to start off here with a copy of Led Zeppelin 4, a minty copy of Led Zeppelin 4, may I say. Obviously, the corners have some very minor damage, but that absolutely shines. No spine wear whatsoever. Here's the inside, and it does come with the original sleeve. I just put it in an extra sleeve, and the original sleeve is just looking insane, like not even like a scuff mark on that. Fortunately, this isn't a plum label, but it's still technically a first pressing, but it's a first press German copy, so there we go. This still uses the A2, B2 matrix numbers, so it still sounds like you would have expected something on the plum label to sound like, and I listened to this on my audio LP60 before it went in the bin, and it was fine, so it sounds great. It's a great copy of Led Zeppelin 4. This one I'm not selling. I think this one is for me to keep. I've got this for, I think, £7.50 plus £3.20 on eBay, so absolutely superb copy of Led Zeppelin 4 for the price. Yeah, obviously a legendary album. Next up, we got a copy, and my first ever copy. I've never owned a copy of this album before. Houses of the Holy. This actually came in the mail today, which is why I'm making this video today. I've been wanting to make this video all week, but I've been holding it off a bit. Finally decided to make it today when this turned up in the mail. This is, unfortunately, the spine has some visible damage, but again, this is one for me to keep. I'm not selling this one, and this is an original UK first pressing. So I'll show you the inside. There you go. I know that some Australian and New Zealand presses of this album actually use the inner picture as like the main album cover. I personally prefer just the one that is here. So let's have a look at this record. I haven't played it yet. I think I'm going to wait until my LP80 turns up, because I don't, like I said, this is an original UK press, and I don't want to risk playing it on that shitty fucking suitcase style turntable over there. But there's the inner sleeve, and here is the original UK Atlantic label. So the matrix numbers on this are, side 1 is B3 and side 2 is A2. So yeah, original UK pressing there. Maybe, I don't think it's a second pressing. I think maybe the originals had A2, B2. This is B3, so it might be a bit of a later one, but it's one of those cases where I certainly wouldn't call it a, you know, not a 1973 pressing of the album. So yeah, there's Houses of the Holy. And now we get on to the absolute mother grail of this vinyl haul. I picked this up for £10, 10 British pounds, and I've got a story to tell with it as well, boys. So I picked this up on eBay on Tuesday night for, it was £7.50 plus £3.20 delivery. I have no fucking idea how this album sold for how cheap it was, right? The seller, it wasn't like one of those situations where the seller spelt Led Zeppelin wrong. She fucking spelled it like Zeppelin or something. But I guess maybe the reason it didn't sell is that she didn't mention what it actually was. She just put Led Zeppelin, blah, 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 blah. Didn't really mention anything about the record. And I guess it was because the pictures that she provided were not that good, and that the album cover itself isn't in the best of condition. So I guess maybe that's why people didn't really click on it or anything like that. But this was on a Saturday night, and it finished at about 6 PM. and I got this for a tenner. What the fuck? Like, you're about to get your mind blown. Like, we're talking 10 quid, $13 US. I'm sure Noble Records, who's a great record collector on here, shout out to Noble Records. He has 1 or 2 copies of this album, and I don't think even him has ever got a copy of this album for this cheap. So, as well as this, when I won it, it didn't come up saying that I won it, so I was pissed off for about 5 hours thinking that eBay had fucked up and that I actually lost this. But then it just came up saying that auction won. So, it came in the mail. Here it is. I haven't took it out of its the sleeve that it came in. So let's see what I picked up. A Grail that I've been wanting in my collection for so fucking long. Let's see what I picked up for a tenner. So I believe it comes out of here, and you can already see that it is a okay copy of Led Zeppelin 2. You know, it's got like a tiny, I mean like a tiny little tear in the corner there. Nothing huge. Oh, don't want to fucking drop it on the ground. And there's the inner sleeve. I think the only Led Zeppelin album not to have an inner sleeve is Led Zeppelin 1. I'm fairly certain in through the outdoor, whatever the fuck the last album called. Just Presents? I don't know. It doesn't fucking matter at the moment. There's the inner sleeve again. And here's where you go. How the fuck did you pick this up for 10 fucking quid on eBay? This, ladies and gentlemen, as you've already probably been able to see, is on the Plum label. Been wanting to get more, ideally Led Zeppelin 3 on the Plum label, but I've been wanting to get just any Led Zeppelin album, Led Zeppelin 1 to 4, as a first pressing. Unfortunately, this is a second pressing, but I think this is even cooler. The original first pressings on the Plum label had the Lemon Song on the label, actually spelt The Lemon Song, as it should be. But on the second pressings, I don't know who the fuck fucked up, but I don't know if that's going to focus. Let's just move it right up to the camera here. As you can see, it says Killing Floor instead. So yeah, this is not first pressing, but I mean, Led Zeppelin Plum label, 10 quid? Fuck yeah! It's not in bad condition either. Actually, I'm unsure. I believe it might have one skip on Moby Dick during the drum solo, which as a drummer is a massive pain in the arse, but I think for an average Led Zeppelin listener, probably most people's least favourite part on this album is going to be the drum solo on Moby Dick. Not saying anything against John Bonham, because he's the greatest drummer of all time, but obviously if you I think most people listen to Led Zeppelin for the actual music and not for John Bonham going mental for 4 minutes odd. Led Zeppelin 2, 10 quid, bargain. So there we go, boys. I'm going to put this back in the sleeve. And thank you for watching, people of the internet, this vinyl grails, this vinyl record haul on my channel, the first of hopefully many. I'm going to start uploading a bit more frequently again, I hope. I want to do like my top 10 albums revisited. I think I talked about that a while ago, but I never got around to doing it. Also, I just want to do some normal music. I just want to kind of make this into, you know, like a, you know, an Anthony Fantano style, like satirical, kind of humorous music channel. But thank you for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this fucking video, remember to give it the thumbs down, and I will see you later, guys. Have a good day.